Welcome to Keegan and Carlos's Scary Movie Podcast.
Each week, we watch and review scary movies from our giant list of films we've curated.
Each film more terrible than the last.
We watch them so you don't have to,
Or so that we can recommend it to you.
or so you can listen if you've seen them before.
Or so that I don't know, I just want to watch some scary movies.
And scary movies are great. You guys should listen to them.
Carlos, let's watch some
Again,
scary movies.
let's go watch some scary movies. Let's go! Missing out.
It's fantastic.
There we go.
Perfect.
Good. And then we're gonna make this a two-shot right here.
Oh boy, we're just doing everything. I hope you guys are watching this one.
Let's just keep it a one-shot.
Welcome to our podcast where it feels like a
I mean-
long-lost episode of Cloverfield.
I mean, the last episode.
Oh, what is on my shoe?
I
Is
think
that
I switched
Dexter?
out of this twice, and it was when he does the cards.
Ugh.
So he does.
It's like Dexter
Yeah, I
and
get you.
Daisy. Like, shit.
All right.
Speaking of children,
Welcome to another episode of Keegan and Carlos.
Oh yeah, Matt.
Oh,
you gotta.
what?
You
We
gotta
had
sing
the theme
along.
song the first time you were
yeah,
on.
okay. Let's
Do
go.
it.
Do you remember?
It was before we
Yeah.
knew the name of the podcast. You were on.
Yeah,
it.
let's do it.
But
Let's-
no, we had the theme. Did we didn't?
Keegan and
I don't think we had the
Carlo-
theme.
Oh, that's-
Why am I untying my shoe?
I don't think there was a theme.
Yeah, I don't think there was.
Yeah, I think I was in like the first.
I just
batch.
untied my shoe and I don't know why I did that.
We watched The Beast Within.
The Beast Within.
And then what was the other? It was the
Oh,
Mortuary.
mortuary.
Yeah, with Bill
I
Paxton.
loved mortuary. and I mean, I didn't love it. I guess I liked
It was a fun movie.
It was
you know what?
fun.
I
It was
didn't like
fine.
it. It was okay.
It's a terrible film.
Okay, I wouldn't say it was okay. It was a
It
horrible,
was
horrible
fine.
film. One of the worst I've ever seen.
No, we're not going to get into that topic today. Welcome to another episode of
Keegan
and Carlos, Scary Movie Podcast.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
What was the name again?
It's fine.
Great.
No, we're good.
It's fine.
Welcome back.
Everything's fine.
We have Matt Mario live on the
Hey,
air.
that's me.
Live on
Live.
the air.
Liz, are you listening?
We are live on the air right
Live
now.
on the air. Oh, Liz is listening in live right now.
Oh, what is she saying?
Yeah.
I'm hearing
it's
her
a
saying
lot of cuss words.
damn it a lot of curse
There's
words.
a lot of cuss words.
I'm getting a text message at some point from her. I will when this episode airs. It's been a whole season since we've had you back.
Yeah, been a long time.
almost like a season and a half, if not more.
If you are a Advent listener from season 1, Matt Mario was our very, 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 very first guest ever back when we were in the old space.
audio only.
Yeah, this is my first time
No,
seeing all
no
this.
video. Definitely had bad mic issues. We
I
didn't
probably went
have
on
a
some
title.
drunken rants. If
Oh,
I remember
yeah.
correctly.
It was
Yeah.
great.
yeah.
It was great. We had fun.
We watched some good movies. Both of those were fine.
We watched 2 movies.
We
were
watched 2
fine.
movies.
Yeah.
And
We're
we're
gonna
going to do
watch-
that again today.
We're gonna watch a movie today, and then
Yes.
next week we'll come back and watch another movie.
That
That's
may or may
awesome.
not be happening within the same time frame of 24 hours to a week.
Don't
Listen.
ruin the illusion.
Movie
Time
magic.
is a complex construct, okay? Time zones, what are those?
Eastern, Central, Mountain Time. Go to the West Coast. That's sublime.
Did you make that up?
Yeah.
That's good.
Wonderful.
I liked it.
Doing about the East Coast now.
West Coast, Mountain, Central, too. East Coast is where you could find the Jews.
Wow.
Yeah?
Next Wu-Tang
I mean-
Clan there.
Mainly New York.
Yeah.
It's not too late to take this whole episode and just
Can we
throw it
just
out
scrap
this
it?
one?
and trash it.
Is Carlos canceled?
Carlos just got canceled.
We're only 7
My
minutes
voice
and
is cracked.
45 seconds in. And it's been this.
Honestly,
What was that you said about the Jews a second ago?
I love juice.
Yes.
Apple,
Wait.
Yes.
Wait,
pomegranate,
what was that? What was that about the
apples.
Jews? What was that? What was that about the Jews earlier?
Baruch.
You don't have to do that, Keegan. We have him on,
Oh, it's
on this
recorded.
thing.
No, he's got it on
a
record.
mic.
I'm
and
encrypted
cameras.
already.
We'll put it on.
Look,
Yeah,
it's up
guys,
there. It's
guys.
up so we can see it.
Keep
Yeah.
it crypto. Keep it crypto.
Yeah. No, it's good. I already
crypto.
texted the New York Times.
Yeah, keep it crypto. Let's do a thing.
Okay. Oh yeah, we have a tradition now.
I love traditions.
Oh yeah.
Do.
Should I?
Ready? You
I
ready?
did it.
I don't know how to do
Ready?
it. It's taped.
Do.
There we go. That's a good.
It's
one.
just lackluster because we don't have the camera.
Alexa's not working.
Well, Alexa's a bitch.
Yeah.
What Oh, did we do trivia when you were on?
I don't think we did. We never.
I don't
we
know
got
what
this
we did.
after.
So we have horror
We
trivia
do a
now. The
tradition
rules
now.
are
It's
simple.
horror trivia.
Okay.
I ask the question. There's 2 on each card. There's two
Two
on
questions.
each card. 2 questions, and I will announce
How
the
many?
second question.
We got to
2.
make it very known.
There are 2
that you're
questions.
moving on to the next question.
And when you know the answer, I don't even have to be done with the question. You can just yell.
Just shout it out if you know.
Oh,
the answer.
am I being tested?
Yeah, it's
Ev-
trivia.
It's an open-ended question. And
Okay.
you know what? Even if you don't know the answer, you can just yell. Whatever you want.
Okay.
Question 1. This is the first one of 2. What is the name... Oh, you should know this one. What is the name of the serial killer in the 2004 movie Saw?
Jigsaw.
Oh, I thought I was going.
It's first come,
Oh,
first
it's
serve.
open.
Oh,
Well, the answer's already been said.
Wait, well, no. What's it? Tobin.
Tobin.
No, wait. That's the actor.
Oh, okay,
Tobin
so
Grace.
2. I'll take 2 answers. We know him as Jigsaw. What's his actual character's
Oh.
name? That I did not remember.
I just don't know the Saw movies that well.
Clint.
Old
Flint-
man.
It's Clint McGill.
Clint McGill. Jimmy Clint McGill.
John Kramer.
John Kramer. I never would.
I would have never remembered that.
Yeah.
Jigsaw
Never
is what
remember that.
we know.
because he was the same actor as Seinfeld.
All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Understood.
That was. I don't know. I'm really tired.
I'm also ready for this movie.
I'm
This
ready
is-
for.
There's a backstory behind this movie.
I'm ready to be the very best. Like
Right.
no one ever was.
Oh, I got what you were
We
going
gotta slash
for.
that.
Aaron.
I thought we were doing. Yeah, I thought we were doing Pokemon.
The best.
Oh, that's what. No,
Alright.
that was yesterday.
okay, yeah.
We already did that yesterday.
I
Today
know.
is Pokemon. Pokemon, digital monsters. I found them in my pocket.
Gotta catch 'em all, those Pokemon. They're the Digimon of the Japan.
Wow. At the end, this is question 2 on that note. At the end of the slasher film crossover, Freddy vs. Jason. Oh my gosh. That was a dryer.
Laundry's done. We
Which
could go ahead
horror-
and start over right now, guys.
Little secret. We're in
Which
a laundry
horror,
room
I'm
right
just going to
now.
finish the question,
I love
walks
it. Do
away
it.
holding the other severed head?
Jason walks away holding Freddy's head.
Yes.
I didn't hear the question, but I agree with.
Not
Keegan.
my fault. You knew the rules.
But then I think his
Everyone
eyes
started
open
talking.
back up, right? And he's like, "Dang."
Yeah, Freddy, like he wasn't dead. He was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
"Rah." So there was no winner.
And now we have a ceremony. In order to prevent re-asking questions, we
Yeah.
officially shred the cards. Heart of the cards.
Oh,
'Cause
I-
people
I
would-
love this. Okay, let's do it.
And
It's like a jigsaw trap.
it's become a tradition lately that I do it to John Williams. I don't know why.
Okay. What, do we get to
What is happening?
It's Jurassic Park.
You can't just change it in the middle. Reverse.
But I.
pick?
Wait, can I see it? Can I see that?
It's only partially shredded.
It's fun.
Oh my gosh! It's like one of those combs.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a beard comb.
I
It's a
got a
beard
nice beard
comb.
comb.
That just
Nice. Okay,
tickled
that's
me.
lovely.
Wait, you're gonna go the opposite direction?
Now we have to go the opposite
Yeah.
direction because I don't know.
It's gonna be tiny little shreds.
That's good. Which Jurassic Park are we doing?
All of them.
Just all the Jurassic.
Da 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 da
Dun, dun,
da
dun,
da.
Can we drink these
That was
drinks?
pretty good.
Yeah. So the movie that we're watching is called Society.
Society.
Society. And with this
We live in a
movie,
society.
we're
We
drinking
live in
a
a society.
beverage. The name of it is Espresso Society.
Espresso Society.
It is coffee liqueur, Cointreau, bourbon, espresso, and it has heavy cream mixed with salted caramel on top. I wish I had enough to actually make a full layer, but I don't, so we're just going to make it happen. So
Yeah.
we're going to clink it and, oh God, sing it.
That is delicious.
I may just chug this whole thing.
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
I need, yeah, so
Oh, it's so good.
I'm trying to get the whipped cream, but that'll just be something fun for
I know.
later.
Yeah, just kind of it's it moves with it.
I've been up since very early today because I had to go work for my friend's middle school, teaching a lot of middle schoolers, and I'm very tired. So this is actually hitting a very good spot.
The espresso's hitting you?
Everything.
Oh man, this is.
It's
so
hitting
good.
me with its best shot. It's hitting me, baby, one more
Hit me
time.
with your best shot.
So the
That one.
synopsis of Society.
Oh yeah.
So has anyone actually seen this movie? I should ask.
Okay, I have seen a clip from
Are you
it.
okay?
It was
I
too-
remember my
it was-
first drink.
It was
Don't-
too good.
Don't drink the drinks. The drinks have gone bad.
But whatever
Uh,
they offer you, don't drink the drinks.
It's delicious.
You're delicious.
You are delicious, Matt Mario.
In my belly.
Thank you.
Are you gonna eat them?
Sure, why
What
not?
was the drink called again?
Espresso Society.
Because the movie's
Movie is
called
Society. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And you know what it's about?
Mm-hmm.
But you asked the
I
question
do.
though.
I
if
do
anybody's
actually.
ever seen it.
I do know.
I
everything
think
it's
everyone
about.
said no. Or
I,
then he
but I
started.
had a.
I haven't
Oh,
seen
go
it, but
ahead.
I do know what it's about.
I had a story.
Story time.
I've been holding off on. I've been wanting to watch this movie. I like.
Big
I mean, The
butts.
Thing is my favorite horror film, and I have. I've been wanting to watch more like body horror, weird, crazy movies.
Oh, this has
and
a
this
good-
has been
some
on
good
my
stuff.
list, and I know like I've seen pictures of this before.
The scene.
of the movie, of the scenes, and I'm like, I just want to watch this with other people in the room. I really want to watch this and like experience this for the first time with other people. And like, what better opportunity than with some weirdos next to me?
I'm weird.
Yeah.
Opportunity.
Yeah.
So I hope the movie's good. It's a comedy as well, so I'm like,
It looks good on. This one actually looks good.
yeah,
Trailer and on paper.
yeah.
As opposed to other movies,
I
which
wanna
we're
get the
not
whipped
going to get
cream mixed
into.
into it.
I'm trying to get the cream.
Make it a little thick.
Yeah. No, I like it thick.
the cream to the rises to the top.
I want that thick cream in me.
Yeah, you do.
And then I know it's probably in a trivia, but like the director in particular, I'm excited to see what he's done with this film.
Who's the director?
You'll see.
Brian. Oh, okay. I'll say.
Bryan Cranston.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian. Oh, Brian Cranston from that movie with Kevin Hart.
Yeah.
You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
What?
You know the one where he was like.
He's like the mean old man and
Yeah, he's like disabled or something, and.
Oh, yeah.
get mad
the
because-
disabling.
And Kevin Hart's only deaf in one ear, so every time people are doing it, he's like, "What you say to me? Say that ear." That's like his
exactly-
running gag.
The
how'd you know?
disablist.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
no, I've
how
seen it.
happened. Yeah.
I've seen
Yeah.
that. It's a good one. Speaking of a good one,
We're all canceled.
an ordinary teenage boy discovers his family is part of a gruesome orgy cult for the socially elite.
Oh, that kind
God.
of society.
This is gonna be fun.
Now, what I
I'm-
want to know is.
So remember the last
how did
movie
they-
where I said it's going to have a lot of nudity and it only had one dude hanging dong and that one
This
person?
is the one that has
I
nudity.
feel like this one's going to have a lot more nudity because it's an orgy cult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm feeling it's gonna be weird.
Yeah,
gonna be-
But is the orgy going to be true to life? Is what I want.
I don't think anything
so
in this
it
movie
is
is gonna
a
be true to
elite
life.
society, and so they are going to have passwords to get in, and the password for the orgy cult is
Orgy.
So I mean that's going to be pretty true.
That's so unrealistic. I've been to so many like rich people orgies, and that's that has never been the password.
They're so.
You have not.
Everyone
You've
here
been
is
to
paunchy
middle
and
class
weird
orgies.
and gross.
It's always like dos platos con el gato or something.
Wow.
boring.
So it's with a bunch of Hispanics. It's a Latino orgy.
Rich Hispanic orgies.
They're appropriating the
They are
Spanish language.
orgies.
Oh.
It's orgies.
That's right.
What is Spanish? What is orgy in Spanish?
Consuelo.
Bukkake.
Consuela.
Bukaki.
Princess Consuela Banana Hammock.
Consuela Bukaki.
There's got to be a word, right?
I mean, there's a word for everything.
Is it just orgy?
Why
Is
are
it
you
just
asking me?
orgy?
I don't know any Spanish other
Orgy.
than like words.
Oh, I thought you were from Mexico.
That's racist. I'm Spanish.
Spanish, like, and from Spain.
Same
Orgia.
place.
Orgia.
Like Pangea.
Pangea.
Everyone was just having an orgy back
That's what
then.
was
La,
Pangea.
La
was.
Orgia.
It was
La
a bunch of
orgia.
La
pansexual
orgia.
people having an orgy. Pangea. Everyone was pansexual and just doing each other.
I like that.
Man, those were the days.
If only we
Those
could go
were the
back.
days.
Let's push the continent back together.
Make Pangea great again.
Let's make
Oh,
Pangea
boy.
great
Let's
again.
push the
more orgies.
let's push the continents back together again. I like that.
Do
That
it.
needs to be someone's platform from like high school student council. I'm here to represent the student body, and I'm going to bring more orgies during PE class.
Yes, more orgies, and Coach Frisbee cannot be invited again.
Coach Frisbee.
Wow.
That was my very real coach
Coach Frisbee?
from middle school, Coach Frisbee, and he
What
would,
a
and
good-
he had a stress ball, and he'd be like, "Oh, boy, girls, I'm gonna have a good day today, boy, girls."
I don't
And
like that.
I was in weightlifting class, and he'd be like, "Oh, those girls gonna be chasing you around the pool."
Not a fan.
Coach Frisbee seems like a character.
It seems like he'd have a frisbee.
Coach Frisbee.
Yeah, did he throw
He
frisbees?
never had a frisbee.
Coach
That was the
Frisbee
thing. He
never
hated
once.
frisbees.
He hated it. I think he probably did hate being coach.
He preferred that they be called discs.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
They were
Coach
disc.
Frisbee
Coach
was
disc
basically
golf.
the chef from Sleepaway Camp.
Oh yeah.
Do you
It
know
was the
if,
same person.
Do you know if when it came around to track and field season, what part of that he coached? Did he coach the discus?
The discus.
He was a fraud for,
I
wasn't
think he was like a running coach.
Yeah.
Running is
Was
that
he
a,
an
is that a
old
sport?
guy?
That's a part of track running.
That's a part.
Was he
running.
a-
It's
like
the
a really
track
old
part.
man?
That's the
track
main.
and
That's the
field.
main part of
One
track.
of the running parts.
Yeah.
It's crazy that that's the part of track and field. You know, the track part.
Well, you do lots of things on a track.
That's
you
true.
know,
Track
like-
and field.
You could have an orgy on a track.
The
lot of people
shock,
had sex on
shock
track
put.
in high
Is that what you call it?
Shot put.
Shot,
Shot-
shot,
shot-
put,
put-
shot,
shot
back.
put.
Shot
Shock
put.
back.
Shock putt.
Shot.
Shock putt.
Put.
Shock putt.
Shock putt.
Shock butt.
Javel put.
The javelin.
The javel taint.
The javel taint.
They don't-
What's the
they
one
don't do
where you
that in middle
spin,
school.
Where you spin around and throw a ball?
Oh,
What's the?
The hammer throw.
The hammer,
Hammer
throw.
throw.
That's what they call that.
The
They don't. I
hammer
don't think they
throw.
do that at like middle school level.
Is the
either.
what's the jump?
We just did
pole
discus
vaulting.
and shot
over
put.
the thing.
I remember
I always wanted to
when
pole
I was
vault.
in middle school, they had shot put, they had pole vaulting, they didn't have the javelin.
Did they have the hammer throw where they spin around? And
They had the hammer
yeah,
throw.
I remember having
I
that.
feel like that's the
Yeah.
most dangerous of all because if you lose control of that,
I don't know. The javelin's a
Yeah.
spear.
but you're throwing
did
it
not
in a
have
direction.
the javelin.
Hammer, if you're going,
Or
you
they-
lose control, it's just gonna fly off.
I feel like they
That's
did have
true.
the javelin.
You'll
That's
get,
also
like,
true.
Blunt force trauma.
I don't like. And
You know
when
what?
I was in middle school, they didn't care.
No,
I mean,
they didn't
to
care
be
at all.
fair,
Not
like,
the same when
no
was
one
in
cares.
I
To be
tried to do
fair.
the
To be fair.
like pole vaulting. I tried to do the pole vaulting.
Your pole vaulting
and I
is
was
really
just-
sexual. You keep putting your hands up.
It's
Right? It's
two. It's two.
I tried to
But
do
you
the
two separate
pole
poles. It
vaulting.
No,
seems
it's
like
you dig it in and you like launch yourself.
But why are
forward.
you like connecting
like
your
that.
elbows?
Yeah, what's going on here?
I'm not. I'm doing this.
No,
I remember doing the
it
pole
seems like
vaulting.
you're-
it looks like something involving a pole or two poles.
Have you ever been
The
tied to a
pole
pole during
vaulting.
sex?
like ski, like a ski pole?
Were
kind
you
of
the pole that
maneuver.
they were jumping over?
I was very skinny back then.
He was
So I
the
could've
pole
been
they
a
were
pole.
limboing under.
I was the pole they were limboing
Oh,
under.
so-
Everyone was limboing under me.
Sort of a Thanksgiving squash situation.
Gotta
Yeah.
squash your beefs.
Yeah.
And then bury the hatchet.
Oh, you know it. You know it, dude. Just tape, you tape two poles together and you go right under.
I like that.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a good.
Are we gonna
a good
go watch
show,
this
good
movie?
episode.
We got lots
was
of.
the name of the movie again?
Oh yeah,
Society.
Are you also okay if we put you on TikTok?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, good.
Oh, are we supposed to ask people that?
No, but I mean, I was thinking about it right now. I was like, we got some good reels going on here, some good TikToks going on here.
Speaking of reels, let's really go watch this movie.
okay, let's go
Oh,
watch it.
Okay.
because we're gonna go watch it now.
For Bill Whitney,
I've never been paranoid.
fear plays a large part in family life.
I feel like something's gonna happen. And if I scratch the surface, there'll be something terrible underneath.
He's afraid his sister
Could you zip me up, Billy?
is not what she seems.
God, Bill, what's the matter with you?
He thinks his friends are out to get him.
Make waves, Whitney. You're gonna drown.
People are what they are. Now you have to learn to accept that.
He's about to find out the truth
Why are you guys doing this to me, huh?
What, you've been living with these people all your life and you didn't know anything about this?
is far worse than he could ever imagine.
If you don't follow the rules, Billy, bad things happen.
Didn't you know, Billy boy? The rich have always sucked off low-class scum like you.
Uh-oh, Billy.
Clarissa? Don't be so intense. Now, some people make the rules and some people follow the rules. It's a question of what you're born to.
You never were one of us.
You know, you really deserve what's going to happen to you. I don't think so. Wait.
Can't you see they're setting you up for something?
You know how I hate to give you drugs. You're officially dead.
Don't go home, Billy.
No, 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 no.
Bill Whitney is about to become one
Showtime, Billy!
with society.
Who are you?
Let me give you a hand, Bill.
In Beverly Hills, what you fear is only the beginning.
Anything for society.
Movie we watched.
Yes.
And I enjoyed it.
I too enjoyed it.
Orgy.
Society.
I'm gonna be honest
was-
with you. I'm aroused.
By that?
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, the shunt of it all.
Oh, the shunting.
How
They
do
called
you
it a
feel
shunting.
about what I would describe? I would describe this as biological slurping. Okay, where your lips and mouth form a funnel, and it goes
Shunt.
right on to a
That's the
human's
shunting.
raw
When
flesh.
your mouth can form the straw,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know it's gonna be a good day.
And
It was
just-
almost Beetlejuicy with
It was definitely juicy.
It was definitely.
and there were beetles when they pulled the guy inside out. There
Oh,
were
yeah,
beetles
that's
inside of
true.
him.
Yeah.
Very oogie
So were they
boogie.
that species? Were they made of like bugs and
They
stuff?
were
I
oogie.
think
They were
they
oogie
were
boogie
like-
in human forms.
Yeah.
They were like slug-like. They were like excreting this mucus that was all over the orgy.
That was
Okay, you
lube.
brought up some. Okay, yeah. So like very insectoid of like what the movie The Fly, where he talks about like
Yeah.
vomiting onto his food and then slurping it up.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what was happening a little bit.
Because they all did
Absolutely.
have like immediately like secretion of
Oh,
slimy lube-like substance all over their bodies
And
So I will
we
say-
saw the foreshadowing of where the parents were playing with the
with
slugs.
the slugs and
Yeah.
stuff
In
like
the-
they're all
in the
cute
garden.
little sluggies. I like this
Yeah.
one. Good point.
Yeah, this one's named
Good
Todd.
answer.
we
Thank
talked
you.
like before all of the gross stuff. So like we got through Act 1 and 2, and then we took a little bit of a break because we needed a restroom and other thing, get more alcohol and
Yeah,
everything.
and somebody who remained anonymous might have spilled some beer.
Might have spilled something. Oh yeah, that is what triggered it.
Oh, I'm sugar now.
Triggered. But like it got to that point and we paused it and I was like, y'all, I like this movie. And like nothing had happened like gross in it yet.
Yeah.
I was
Like
enjoying it
there's
for the whole
nothing
time.
gross in it yet. I was like, this is good. Like it's a fun little mystery.
I kind of got like Twin Peak vibes from it. a
Yeah,
little bit.
for sure.
There was a little bit of like melodramatic acting at times, and the music was very soap opera-y, and it was very
Oh, yeah.
slow, and like you didn't quite know what was happening until the end, and I don't know.
I
just-
especially enjoyed the acting compared to other movies we've
Oh
watched.
yeah.
It
Oh,
was
yeah.
actual decent acting.
yeah. It
Well,
wasn't
I think
awful,
that's-
for sure.
It
So-
wasn't awful.
I know this may be a fun fact, but like Brian
Cranston?
Usna?
Cranston.
The director's name, Carlos.
Christensen.
God damn it.
Usna.
Usna.
Brian Usna.
So he was a producer on a lot of Stuart Gordon's films. And like we are a Stuart Gordon podcast. We love Stuart Gordon on this podcast. So I would relate it back to like making sure one thing with our comment on a lot of Stuart Gordon's films are making sure your actors are invested into the weird shit you are about to make them do.
They gotta be.
And I felt like every single one of those actors was completely invested into that concept. Like if it
Be
would have been
committed.
like, hey, we're hiring you for this, and then like it's kind of a horror comedy. There might be some weird stuff at the end, and then like you bring up the weird stuff at the end. If they're like, no, I'm out. I
That's
can't
one
do
of
this.
those
We're like,
ca-
you signed a contract, so they're like phoning it in. Not a single person was phoning it in at the end.
That's one of those cases where almost the call has to be, we're going to have a giant like alien orgy scene. You're all
Yeah.
going to be sucking on each other and sucking
Yeah.
juices out of each other. And you're going to be like sticking your limbs inside of people.
and out their
and
mouths.
out their mouths
Oh,
and like picking
that
at
was
their
the best
eyeballs
part.
and just licking each other and sucking eyeballs out of orifices.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Oh, you're in? Great.
I
Great,
feel
let's go.
Have you ever been to the doctor and you're having a physical and he's like, all right, I need you to bend over because I'm going to stick this up your rear and check your prostate. And he does that and then his mouth, like his hand comes out of your mouth. And it's just fully out there.
Yeah,
And you're
Or maybe
like,
the doctor just turned into a giant hand altogether.
yeah.
And he's like doing this to you the whole
That
time.
is another thing that has happened. But these are all things I've experienced during routine physicals, and I was happy to see that they brought those into this.
What
film.
hospital are you? Are you going to the hospital in the movie that just says ambulance on the outside?
He's
in very
going to
small
the
print?
society
Society
hospital to get his
Society.
physical.
The hospital that has no sign but a small sign that just says ambulance in the smallest print possible.
Yeah, I think there was a guy named John
John.
there, Dr. John?
Dr. John Smith, yes.
Dr. John Smith. Yeah.
Dr. Ted Ferguson.
I double
Turd
parked
Ferguson.
I double
Turd
parked
Ferguson.
in a handicap
Turd Ferguson,
spot
bro.
in order to
Yeah.
park there.
Turd Ferguson died.
He did. He got turned inside out.
He did.
He went into his anus, through his head, grabbed his head, and pulled it out of his butthole, and we saw that inside he was just a bunch of worms and maggots.
Small
was
kill count
his
for this
weakness.
movie.
His apparently the weakness of these slug-like.
You could just reach up inside of them and-
Is prolapsed anuses, yeah.
If their insides are on their outsides, you've killed them.
Well, when you prolapse their anus, they have no way to come back from it.
Like
Shunting
most.
can't help a prolapsed anus.
Prolapse with bugs.
It was prolapse more than
my
any
God.
anus I've ever seen.
So this movie technically came out in the U.S. June 11th, 1992.
Which I noticed that on the on Amazon when we rented it and everything.
But it was
I had to
premiered.
get for this movie. I had to get a 7-day free trial of Screambox, which is only hashtag not sponsored, but it's only $4.99. I might keep it.
I mean,
after
if
the
it has
first
a
40
good
like
good
and
stuff
try
on
it
there.
out and see how it is.
There could be other stuff we want to
Yeah.
I bet there's good stuff on there.
Yeah.
do. But this movie originally actually came out May 13th, 1989.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the year. Actually, that's very close to remember the day.
I
In
wasn't even-
France.
Oh, that is. That's what 6 days away from your birthday.
Mhm.
The
got
day,
that
It was
right.
a
the day that
France.
you were born?
Yeah. Not the 13th.
Wait, so it came out in France first?
It was released May 13th, 1989 in France first.
So it took
Which, I mean, you
3
know what?
years to get to America?
Yes. You know what? Oh, sorry, no. Actually, that's when it had its wide release. It came to America and it had a limited release at a festival first.
Okay.
I don't remember the year of that, but then it had its theatrical release. This movie, now that I knew that fact, it checks. Europe is very forward thinking and sexual freedom. You know what? The daughter can have sex with the mother and the father, and it's fine.
Man, that was... You know what?
That
they're,
was weird.
They're alien slug people. They don't care.
But it wasn't sex.
But they're not aliens.
I want you to just be a part of me, and your head is gonna be my vagina.
Was it or was it not?
Are you saying that Europeans are okay with incest?
I mean...
No.
That wasn't incest. That was just...
Europeans are okay. Like with 3 of us here. Let's imagine that Keegan's head is where my genitals should be, and Carlos's
Okay, I'm
head
with
is
you.
where my butt should be.
I'm
My
okay.
butt.
I'm seeing
And then
it.
it's mixed and amalgam. I mean, that was pretty much the movie. It
That
was
would be
like...
hilarious.
Wouldn't it be?
All day long, you're like walking around, and Keegan and I, both front and back, going. I actually think that would be hilarious.
It'd be a hell of a podcast.
Like you meet a girl home, and you're like maybe feeling like you're gonna get something, and then you just hear.
What are y'all doing over there? We're
your
shunting. We're shunting over here.
You know what? I could really scare my neighbors away.
You don't like your neighbors?
Well, I got a neighbor downstairs. He has a car with that lights up the wheels, and he just plays loud music until 3 a.m.
You're gonna
every
flash
night.
him with your Keegan dick.
Yeah, if I went on my balcony and just Keegan started shouting at him from my crotch, I
mean-
think he might go away.
Keegan's face has been known to scare little kids, so
Stop.
You too?
and all the D's.
What was that Scooby Doo laugh? I just.
Raggy.
Row Raggy.
Raggy.
Like Zoing Scooby Doo.
This is our Scooby Doo podcast now, I guess.
Welcome.
Dude, hell yeah.
Jinkies.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I've been waiting to talk about Scooby Doo for 20 years.
I love Scooby Doo though.
I used
And
to watch
Scrappy-Doo.
Scooby Doo every day.
Old school
me
Scooby
too.
Doo before they
Uh,
started getting more modern. I didn't like the modern ones where the 3D looking graphics.
It was on in the morning when I was getting ready for school
Yeah.
in high school, and so I'd watch episodes of Scooby Doo while I ate my cereal and
You
stuff.
know what
That's
was
when
on?
I would watch
Yeah.
it too, actually.
What was on when I was in high school?
The
getting
Legend
ready?
of Zelda animated show.
No.
Oh, yeah, where he
Samurai
never mind.
Pizza Cats. Did you guys ever watch Samurai Pizza
I
Cats?
remember Samurai Jack.
I
There
remember
were Samurai
remember
Pizza
SWAT
Cats. Nope.
I remember
Samurai
Street
Pizza
Sharks.
Cats. There were 3 of them. They were samurais. They were cats. They would have a mech they would form into, and they would.
You're describing Power Rangers.
How Japanese was this show?
I don't know, but it was on in the morning, and I watched it almost every morning. and it was fun. Samurai Pizza.
You
Cat.
remember the Legend of Zelda animated show, though,
I
right?
remember that
Of course,
one.
I remember.
Well, excuse me, princess.
I used to
And
watch
Mario?
the Super Mario.
Oh, yes.
I used to watch the Super Mario Super Show.
Yeah.
They had like the live action Mario that would introduce everything, and then you would have the
animated
cartoon.
show.
Do the Mario.
Yep.
What?
Oh yeah.
And they got the chubby
Hey.
plumber guy. Do the Mario.
Wasn't
Hey,
the
Mario,
wasn't
you
the
got a
Zelda
piece of
show
spaghetti on
part of
your
that?
overalls. Fuck you, Luigi.
Wasn't the Zelda show part of that, where like they'd show the Zelda and
Yes, that
Mario?
was part
Yeah,
of
it
the
was
Mario
part of
show.
the same
Yeah.
little block.
No,
And the
it was its
Sonic
own.
show
It
was
was
all
own-
part
it
of
was
it.
it was its own
Don't think.
thing.
It was its
Okay.
own thing, but they would air it as like
It was
one
yeah, but it
block.
wasn't like a
Yeah.
part
Oh,
of the
okay.
actual Mario.
Maybe it was a spin-off.
show.
Maybe it was a spin-off because I think at one point maybe like it was. I remember watching Mario and it'd be like multiple Mario cartoons, and
Yeah.
between them there'd be like a Zelda one or something.
Yeah,
like
I
that.
remember that too. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, if it helps, my last.
And I'm a
name
little
is
older than
Mario.
you guys, so that would be like a little like maybe
Maybe by
You
the
would've been
time
in, like,
we
middle
watched it,
school.
it was just
Maybe
Yeah.
so,
maybe it
so.
started as that, and then it actually became its own thing.
Yes.
Like Pinky, Pinky in the Brain was
Yeah.
always
Started
a part of
out
the
as
Animaniacs, and then they
Animaniacs,
got
and
Pinky
then-
in the
yeah.
Brain.
Yeah.
It's a me, Princess Zelda. You know that famous saying.
Because when
Do
he
you know-
when he pulls out his Master Sword, he also goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa,
All the
whoa!"
time. He famously does that.
Do
Yeah.
you know
And
what
remember-
show The Simpsons started on as? It started on this show before it became The Simpsons. Hold
I
on,
do.
wait. I know you
I
know.
Ooh. Okay. Well,
It started out as a
Been around
short.
Let's unpack
very
this.
long.
Let's
Uh-huh.
unpack this. So if it
I
was very
know.
short, it has to be a part of something that had multiple shorts, right?
Sort of, yeah.
Aw.
Y'all aren't gonna get it.
It's
Tales
one
from
of
the
those
Crypt.
things that if you don't know it, you would never guess it.
Yeah, you'll
I
never
don't-
be
I
able
don't
to
think.
guess it.
Seinfeld.
Oh man, you are actually that's kind of
But
close.
Frasier?
No.
No, like
Um,
it's not.
Friends.
No.
Aaron, what is it?
The Tracy Ullman show.
The Tracy Ullman show.
Who's Tracy Ullman?
She is exactly.
actress.
Oh, Dick Van Dyke.
I mean,
No.
Oh, I loved it. That's my favorite
no,
show of all
no.
time. Dick Van Dyke Show.
Andy Griffith.
Oh, you do like
Gilligan.
and Mary
I
Tyler
could do a
Moore.
podcast about Dick Van Dyke Show.
It was
Love
like
that show.
sketch comedy kind
Yeah.
of stuff.
Oh, Portlandia.
And then
basically.
and Simpsons
Mr.
would
Show.
air in between.
A
as like a segment.
1980s Portlandia.
MASH.
MASH. Yeah.
Gilligan. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. What
Society.
was the budget of this movie?
The budget, 1.5 million.
I'm gonna say
No, 2 million.
I'm gonna
2
say
2 million.
600,000. 640,000.
Is it 2 million?
2. Estimated
Nice.
2 mil.
Nailed it.
Excuse me. Go ahead and spoil that. I don't know why all the movies you've picked these last episodes, because we're surely not recording these all in the same weekend,
Including the next one.
could not find a box office.
Including the next one.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like multiple sites searched, just couldn't find anything.
Well, because
and
I
this,
think
this
it's
one makes
because
sense
we've-
because it was more of a festival film.
We've gotten to the point too in our podcast where we're getting to more of like we don't want to do traditional horror films. We don't want to do like you even mentioned it. You're like I need some weird stuff. Like we've been doing too many just
we're
like
doing
bad like
New stuff or just really bad stuff. I
Yeah,
was like,
we need
we
some
started as
good
like a
cult
good
classics.
80s cult classic movie with Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
when you told me that I tried to deliver.
No, you did. You
And,
picked great ones. But
and
for
so-
some reason, none of these I could find box office. Like, if
Yeah.
so typically IMDb will have budget and box office.
Yeah.
If it
Yeah, yeah,
doesn't, usually a quick Google search will find it.
Nothing.
I deep dove.
Well,
A lot
especially
of times that won't exist any. So a lot of times, first we have to question who tracks that, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of times, if let's say a film was produced by somebody, whatever production company produced it doesn't exist anymore.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times it's hard to find that information because it was private information at the time.
yeah.
You know, they didn't.
Let's just
necessarily-
I didn't
Though.
want to advertise it.
Quick announcement: the foam you have left over at the bottom of your drinks has really like soaked up the drink, and it tastes really good.
Oh, I
by
know.
itself.
I'm
So,
I'm
like,
stirring
about
mine
that.
in.
if you
'cause
haven't
it's,
if you
like,
haven't
chunky
if you haven't
kinda.
had that, it's really good.
I'm kind of trying to stir
because
mine
the
in.
Cointreau, it's a little the acidity. It's getting a little
It's I don't want
chunky,
chunkies.
but it's still tasty.
Carlos, you made these drinks, right? You always make the
Yeah,
drinks.
he's the drink guy.
I'm the drink
You know,
guy.
I just want to take a brief moment to give a
No,
shout-out-
we do that all the time.
a
It's
sh-
fun. No.
a shout out to Carlos
He doesn't deserve to be
for making
appreciated.
this delicious drink.
I don't get any of her appreciation
No,
ever,
no,
so
no,
I
you
appreciate
get the
that.
appreciation I'm giving you right now.
I
don't care what any of these
appreciate
people
it.
think. This is a delicious drink.
Thank
It's
you.
very good. It's very good.
Thank you for.
I'm excited for the next one. What are we
Finally
gonna have,
seen.
for Intruder.
Can I?
Oh,
can
spoiler
give, I bet I
alert,
can give
next
myself.
week.
I bet I can give myself a milk mustache.
Is it milk though?
A little bit. Wait, hold on. I bet I can get a good one.
That's pretty good.
Oh yeah,
It's
that's
like-
a good
it's
one.
like a
Look at
milk- it's
Well,
like
I
a
feel
milk
like now
Hitler
I have to
mustache.
do this.
Now you try, Carlos. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one. Look at that.
This will be popular.
That's good.
Let's go.
Oh,
We just found a whole new market.
You
Welcome
what
to our Milk Mustache
you know what useless
Patreon.
talent I found? You know the piece of skin that connects like your bottom lip like to that?
Yeah.
I don't really have that.
That like wait,
What?
like the thin.
That like I can stretch my bottom lip that far.
Is he shunting right now?
He's
Is
shunting.
Carlos
I
shunting.
don't like whatever that
We're
is. Like
being
I
a
just don't
shunt.
really have it.
like the thin. Oh, you do. I see it.
It's really small.
That's what she said.
I don't like that. It's a shunt.
Speaking
Oh.
of shunting,
Dogs are barking.
what was
My
the
dogs are barking.
Yeah, but not your feet.
My dogs are barking from early this
We
morning.
were talking
so-
about shoes earlier, and like
Oh yeah.
I love those shoes.
So I'm on a Jordan kick.
Not to advertise, but these are zeros.
No, those are-
XERO.
I want to buy a pair of those. I
These
like
are
those a
the
lot.
most
They look really comfortable.
Look at this wide toe box, flat bottom, most
Not-
comfortable shoe
not
I've ever
sponsored.
owned.
What are you staring at?
Not sponsored. I just legitimately think this is the greatest purchase I've made in the last 3 years.
Oh, he's staring at
See,
himself.
and that's how I feel about my Jordans. They're so comfortable.
Why am I? You
Those
know what?
ones
Let's just take this-
especially.
Let's just take this off.
No! Oh
There
my
we
God,
go.
he's got his dogs out.
There we
He's
go.
got the
Give
dogs
myself a
out.
little foot massage.
Oh, he's touching them.
Ah.
He's touching them.
Well, I lost
Sorry.
my.
No, there's a whole, because of our previous guests too, there's
There's
a
a
whole
whole joke
Patreon
about a
just
feet
about
Patreon.
feet. So this is perfect.
Well,
We can add it to it.
I didn't realize I was going to be internet famous, but I would sell pictures
No,
of
no,
my
no.
feet.
You're
in a
on our
second.
podcast. There's no internet fame anywhere near here.
We have two
If-
listeners.
If I could make money off of pictures,
No,
of
before
my
first
feet,
pick them up and like show them to the camera a little bit so we can like.
They weren't
entice-
bad.
my
What,
feet,
his feet?
Yeah,
What
those
are you
aren't bad.
doing?
I'm
Those
putting
are pretty
my
nice.
my Puma socks on.
No, take
Also
those off.
not
Let's take a
sponsored.
look. Come
Are
on.
we? Are we all?
She,
taking
she's
them
already
off?
she's already putting her top back on.
That was
Okay.
Just, that was just a tease. Baby.
Relating
Follow
that
me
back
on
to
Instagram.
the movie though, like there was some nudity in it, and I was not mad.
Wait,
at
there
it.
was nudity?
There's some nudity in this movie,
Some?
and I was not mad at
There's
it.
a lot of nudity. I mean, if you're counting like the body on body shunting.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, that's exactly what we're.
Does
counting.
that count?
The sister. Listen, I've never.
When she was
wanted-
in her like bra and panties, I was like, that's a good butt.
Well, what about the
a
sister
very
in the
good butt.
shower?
I've
Oh yeah, where she was
Where
reversed.
yeah.
her
she was-
butt was facing the thing, but then her torso was twisted around, so her boobs were on the back.
But it was in
with
the
her
shower,
butt,
so you
but her
couldn't
head was
really
forward.
see anything.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
his brother, her brother, awkwardly like goes to the shower because he's looking for sunscreen.
But he sees that and he's like entranced by like
and he
seeing a
opens it
backwards
up,
person.
and she's like, "Get out! What are you doing?"
You
He's like,
could
"Oh,
not tell through the glass. You could not tell that her weird torso flip was there. You were just like,
no, it was great. It was
You were just like boobs.
the
There
effects
they
were
are.
great. So like
well, you were like, but, oops."
I mean, I'm gonna say it again, but like Stuart Gordon from Beyond, like the effects in that movie were great.
Yeah,
I love the From Beyond effects, and I feel like this is similar to that, where like
it ties in.
they did a good job of like masking things. So like obviously it's behind like rain glass in a shower, so they can probably get away with a few more things and make it look like something. And like you don't see the seams of the prosthetics or like the fake puppet that's there. And that was cool.
But they did open the door.
And then she was normal.
And what did you see? A normal.
But she was
naked
normal,
woman.
yeah.
Because she flipped back real quick.
And you know what I noticed most about this? Now this is going to be the pervert in me.
That's you know what with this
readily
movie,
You do
I
you.
think we can talk openly because of the movie we watched and not be perverted.
The flipped version of her had much bigger boobs. I
didn't notice that.
Yes, I saw that too.
I didn't
Aaron
notice
saw
that. No,
I'm a fan of both sets. Okay, I love boobs.
Yeah.
Okay? Different
Yeah.
sizes are totally fine.
Of course, sure.
You
yeah.
know, if that's totally fine with me. I'm a big fan.
But
Okay.
you're
But
going
they
to
were
chronicle them, and you're going to notice the difference
I'm
between
gonna
the
notice
different
the
boobs.
difference.
Yeah.
I'm a connoisseur, if you will.
Yeah.
A breast connoisseur.
What's a good name for that? Like, what do you call like somebody who's really good at like wine or beer? Like the somebody who like
Like
picks
a sommelier.
A bra
sommelier. You're
I got it. A bra aficionado.
a bra aficionado.
Ooh, Yes.
A bra aficionado, a breast
what I was trying to say.
aficionado, sommelier, a
tit
boob
mollier.
sommelier, a tit mollier.
A tit mollier?
I like that, tit mollier.
Titsmollier?
I'm a
Tit mollier.
I'm a titsmolly.
Titsmollier.
Yeah,
Titsmollier.
there you go.
We got
Okay.
there. We got
Created
there.
a
I
new
would be
term.
more of like a ass mollier.
Ooh, an ass molly. I like an ass molly.
Ass
You know,
mollier.
a man who can point
Carlos,
out a
what are
good
you?
ass.
An ass mollier or a tits mollier?
What are we talking about? I'm sorry, I was not listening.
He's a big fan of ears. From
Ears.
What I hear.
I mean, if there's an orifice,
It's a small orifice.
I won't
Without-
fit. This has gotten really deep. The best part is I have coworkers I know that are going to listen to this and be like,
Heck yeah.
Yes.
And I'm going to look at them in the face and be like,
Ex-
listen, I'm half black.
To Carlos's coworkers, I apologize for sparking this conversation.
It's fine.
Just kidding. I love that I did this. I
No,
hope
it's
that-
great. I think
It needs to be a conversation.
yeah,
It needs
because
to
it's
be.
it's about the movie, and the movie had like very specific things happening in it. So
Aaron
we can
had-
talk about those.
Aaron had pointed out, I feel I don't want to speak for Aaron, but he had pointed
You
out.
can go ahead. You can speak for me.
Aaron had pointed out that there were times when the mother was very attractive and there were times when the mother was less attractive.
I'm gonna say unattractive the entire time, but you guys.
I didn't
do
think
you.
she was attractive ever.
Yeah,
I would agree with these two gentlemen, but Aaron
he's a cleavage man, and there is some cleavage going on with
So
that.
it sounds like you were at first. It sounded like you were agreeing with me, and now it seems like you're.
Yeah,
not
I was
agreeing.
confused
No,
how
no,
that
no, let
kind
me-
of
let me-
went.
let
The
me say
sequence.
this.
It seems like once you found out that wasn't
Yeah,
popular,
Matt.
you
No,
stopped.
what's going on
agreeing.
here? What's
Let me
going
say
on
this.
here, man?
Everybody, listen. Every type of person out there can be attractive.
Yes.
Except the ugly ones.
And I was not
Agreed.
attracted to this woman, but I agree.
That's so shallow, I'm just kidding.
I agree with Aaron that sometimes she was working it in the film.
You
And
all
so-
know because y'all literally said if you cut her head off and put a paper bag. So what you think?
No!
What you think is she had hot boobs?
We never said anything
Listen,
like that.
I
That is
did
just-
You're gonna get them.
Sorry,
canceled,
let me put the
Carlos.
real words in your mouths. If we decapitated her and we had a dead corpse, she would be great.
Weren't
Okay,
you,
I
weren't
might
you
have said
saying
that. I
something
might have
about
said
some
that.
ethnic demographic earlier? Could you go back to talking about that again?
When I celebrated the Jewish culture by singing a song about them, yeah, it was great. And then I did the Jewish prayer.
Yeah. And what's the Jewish prayer? Say that.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. I said that wrong. Oshekiano vigianu. Oh. Oshekiano.
I was expecting
the-
it.
You were in Fiddler on the Roof. This doesn't count.
False. I don't even like that show. I was in Wedding Singer and I had to make fun of
Okay,
Jewish,
that's
the
what it
Jewish
was.
prayer and sing it.
Okay.
You had to make fun
You
of
had
it
to make
and
fun of
sing
the
it.
Jewish prayer. Can't.
Because in the show you're supposed to be like
Yeah.
Baruch ta, and you're like all the phlegmy. Speaking of phlegm, what was the Rotten Tomato score?
I'm gonna go.
Critics.
You know what? I'm always wrong on this, so I'm gonna go high. I'm gonna say 75 for the critics.
Critics first.
Oh, critics first? Let's see. Okay, let me do my critical brain for a second.
Critical brain.
75, that's pretty good.
Do the math.
I'm going to say 69. Nice.
Yeah,
69.
for this movie, 69%.
62.
62%. Okay, but so still
Price
fresh.
is Right rules.
Technically still fresh. I would agree. You know
It's
what?
fresh.
I'm gonna agree with the 62%. Yeah. Oh wait, hold on, wait.
That's the
pretty
critics.
good. And to be
Our
honest
last
with you, that's
movie we
pretty good.
watched was Basket Case.
Basket Case.
What was the critic score on that
Critics was high, audience was
one?
low.
No, but what was it? Do you
Wasn't
remember?
it like 70?
Boo! No, wrong. Critics are wrong. Sorry, no, boo. This is not a 62. Flip it, and they got it right.
26?
I personally will tell you I'm not a
What?
fan.
26?
It was 62, right?
Yeah. Flip it?
What's the
No,
net-
flip this one with the Basket Case
Oh,
one, and
I
you're
was
good.
like,
yeah.
26? That's like
I would
really
say this
bad.
movie critics should be higher for this. I disagree.
So then what do you think?
I'm not a fan of the way that Rotten Tomatoes does their system.
The
I'm
aggregate,
more of
yeah. I
mean, I
I'm
agree
more
with
of
that
a
too.
Metacritic fan myself.
Ooh, maybe we
I'd be
should
curious.
switch to Metacritic.
I'd just be curious
for
what
the
Metacritic said
aggregation.
about these two films.
So what
Because-
is
well,
the
Metacritic-
audience score though?
Metacritic takes into account for like the amount of stars you give it or something like that, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
What do you think about switching to Metacritic, Carlos?
No, he's
No.
gonna keep Rotten
he
Tomatoes.
seems very against it.
I know that's
I
why
can-
I'm trying to get some.
Not in the middle.
I'm
Not
trying to
in the
get some
middle of a
content
season.
out of this.
Not
He's
in
like,
the
"That's a
maybe
no."
next season. Okay, here's from our listeners. Should we switch to Metacritic next season, or
season.
stick with?
Fine. What is the
Rotten
Metacritic
Tomato-
score for this movie?
That's,
Did you
I'm
look it up?
asking you that.
I'm asking. Do you know it?
Ooh, he looked it up. Oh, now
No,
I'm
I
curious.
don't know it off the top.
Well,
of my
then give me a
I'm gonna
guess because I have
say
it pulled up already.
Metacritic is 52%.
No, don't look. What do you think?
He's cheating.
Did you
He's
already-
cheating.
did you already
He's
pull it up?
I
clearly
literally
cheating.
had it pulled up already.
Oh.
Yes, that's
You're
what I'm
fired.
asking
You are not ever going to
I
be
think-
asked back.
I think that's fine. I think Metacritic said
Maybe next season. We'll
I
see.
think Metacritic went with a 69.
Yes.
50.
50.
Oh, I was close.
I agree with Rotten Tomatoes more than Metacritic.
Yeah, I
in this
agree
case.
with Rotten Tomatoes more.
I have no opinion of agreement.
Your opinions are wrong
I don't
right
agree
now.
with any.
Well, that puts that to rest, and we're sticking with Rotten
We're
Tomatoes.
sticking with Rotten Tomatoes, but I do feel like I don't know. There's a weird thing that happens with like Rotten Tomatoes with their reviewers, where if it's positive, it doesn't necessarily the entire review isn't positive, but it's considered positive.
Yeah.
And so it gets put in like thumbs up, and then it gets put in the thumbs down. So it's more of like average versus median. I would say like Rotten Tomatoes is more median, Metacritic is more average.
That is kind of the problem that I have with it, because I find a lot of times, you know, where I really notice it is with, you guys know me. There's a lot of films that people don't like, and I like them.
Yeah.
And
Have we? Hold on. I don't know if we've asked you this. Do you like The Green Knight?
I didn't actually see it.
Okay.
Good.
That's our gauge of whether we agree with our guests' opinions or not.
Let's do a special edition of the podcast that has nothing to do with horror.
We watch The Green Knight,
I
and then
refuse to
after
rewatch
we say nothing, and then afterwards we're like, "What'd you think?" And you're like, "I love that," and then
Get out!
it's just
I'm
an
like,
hour
why
of us
why
just
was there
shunning
a weird
you.
rape scene in the middle.
You know what? No, I'm not even going to say that. I was going
grape-
to say that maybe that would make the movie somewhat interesting, but that sounds awful to say out loud.
Wow, Carlos!
But I just said it out loud.
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
If there were grapes in
It's
the middle of the
not
movie,
Good. Not.
I
again,
hated it.
Not for me.
It's
I-
A24.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
A24 is so hit or miss. They're hit
That's what I was
lately,
gonna say.
but they're hit or miss.
They're
Their
definitely hit or
recent
miss.
stuff has been.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Great.
Did you see the trailer for the new Nick Cage movie?
I did.
Dude, it looks good.
I'm pretty excited about
That's
that.
weird. It looks weird.
I don't
pretty
think I've seen
excited.
that one.
And then, of course, Carlos, you and I are going to see this next week, but they restored Stop Making Sense. I'm really excited to
It's
watch
the Talking
that.
Heads concert
When are y'all seeing
video.
Some point
whenever
next
next
week.
week that we
I'll
have
let
free
you know.
time.
Yeah, let me know.
Probably
Yep.
Tuesday or Thursday would work best for me.
Probably for me as well.
Yeah.
Either one of those.
So I'll
would
let
work
you
for me
know. We're going to go see it in Grapevine
too. Okay, let me know.
at the AMC.
So
I
if
mean,
you're
we're
listening-
not- Carlos,
if you're listening
we're
to
not gonna
this,
see it.
then you missed it because this came out after.
Yeah,
this
it's
week,
already-
so-
Oh yeah.
Come join us in the future.
Wait, no,
in
no,
the past.
this episode releases Sunday. No,
Oh,
no,
does it?
sorry. Last night releases Sunday. This
Basically,
releases
they
next
saw
Sunday.
it,
Yeah.
and I may or may not have.
Stay tuned to see if Matt joined us or not.
It's unknown.
Could be. Who knows?
I might have.
I've slowly started introducing my students to Talking Heads, and I
Talking
told you
Heads
that
are
I told you what already happened with one of my students. With he recreated the
Big suit dance.
no, not the big suit dance. Life
Once in a lifetime.
No, Life in Wartime.
Oh, that's right. I was like, you told me.
He recreated that dance, and like he auditioned with it. And we're like, oh no, you're performing this for the parents and everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And then he performed it for them, and they lost it. They loved it.
So
Everyone
Keegan
loved
knows this about me, but y'all two don't. I was in a Talking Heads cover band.
Oh, really?
And when
Did
I
you
was
play
in my
keyboards?
undergrad, I played keyboard, synth, and backup vocals.
Okay.
And it started out as a project, and then we kind of did it and like gigged with it. But the whole project was to do a recreation of the Stop Making Sense, the video
It's
concert from
one
start
of
to
the
finish.
greatest things ever. I
We
mean,
did-
American Utopia. I would say American Utopia is better.
Oh, I love
but
that.
Stop
I
Making
would agree.
Sense
Is so good. But
we
we did the big suit dance, like the
Yeah.
big suit. We had the lampshade. Like we did
Oh,
everything
that's
from
cool.
start to finish. We structured it the same way. We had everyone.
When was this? Recently?
This is when I was in my undergrad.
Oh.
Yeah, this was an
a
undergrad.
long time ago.
This was an
Long
undergrad
time.
independent course that we did as just we called ourselves Popular Music Ensemble
Yeah.
so that we could get credits. He wrote a syllabus for it, gave it curriculum so that we could get college credit for it. But
Yeah.
it was a college course, but it turned into more. And then we gigged around at local bars and stuff, doing Talking Head covers at
That's
all these
cool.
places.
That's pretty cool.
It was a blast to do.
Okay, so if they ever do a David Byrne musical or like movie or anything, do you know who would be a really good David Byrne?
Who?
Somebody we both know. Nick. from SpongeBob.
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
It was weird.
his
When I was
mannerisms as SpongeBob.
watching, not just that, but he kind of looks like him.
Yeah.
When I was watching Stop Making Sense, I was like, that's Nick on stage. He played our SpongeBob when we did SpongeBob
Even
the
some
musical.
of like I'm thinking back to his mannerisms.
Yeah.
Like he could easily be.
He could be David Byrne on stage. Easily.
What was the
and obviously hit all of those notes. 'cause
what was
he's
the
a
Broadway thing that
brilliant-
they did?
American Utopia.
Yeah. They need the rights for that to be a thing because that would be an amazing like black box experience.
I don't know how you would because it's so specific to that theater. I don't know how you would recreate it.
Like the stage was so cool.
Mm-hmm. It's just like the chain links all around. Yeah.
Welcome to our David Byrne Talking Heads podcast.
Stephen King, David Byrne. What
Theater,
else we do? Theater.
It's Always Sunny.
It's
Always
all,
Sunny
honestly,
podcast.
it's our Always Sunny
Oh,
podcast.
let's talk about It's Always Sunny. I
Yeah,
love
let's
talking
do it.
about
Okay.
that. What are we gonna
Okay,
do?
this newest season.
We have been talking about it actually a lot because we've been saying
I summon the
orgy.
mere power of being a man, or whatever. It is.
Oh yeah.
You guys
I think
know
we
I'm
talked about that
I'm a
where it
big
was
Dennis
like
fan.
that episode was
You
so
are Dennis.
relatable.
Oh yeah,
The Dennis episode was so relatable.
I'm a huge Dennis fan.
The,
I
mental
find-
health one?
I see so. Oh
Yeah.
my, where he takes a mental health day.
Yes.
I see myself most in Dennis, which is probably sad to be honest. With
But
you.
It's not sad, it's a little
there's
psychotic.
There's a little bit of everybody in all of them, though.
Yeah,
I would
for
say
sure.
like you can
Giggity?
do that without being
A
psychotic.
sociopath.
Yeah.
I mean, I am a
You are a
sociopath.
sociopath.
I
You
am a
specifically can't, but in general, yes.
Oh, of course.
You are a
I've got
Dennis.
my own. It's basically the Dennis system, the Matt system.
I mean, I drink paint, so I am Charlie.
What
Yeah,
would the
that makes
mat system be?
Molest.
no, manipulate.
Oh, I mean,
Manipulate. Come on now.
Manipulate,
manipulate, ass play.
Manipulate
molest,
emotions.
assault,
Manipulate,
Tackle,
assault,
tickle.
tackle, tittle.
No.
tickle, no
Listen,
tickle.
I've only assaulted 4 women. Okay.
What did you say
My
the first
God.
M was?
Don't admit to that on the live
You're,
on
he-
the air.
you're hearing
Sure
it.
you
You're hearing
cut
it
that.
first.
You better
What was your
No,
first
I'm
M?
the one who edits this. I don't edit it.
cut that.
Cut that.
We don't cut.
Wait,
We slash that.
Slash it. Slash it.
Slash it. Slash it. What was the first M that you said? Not molest.
Manipulate
Manipulate.
emotions.
Manipulate, ass play, taint tickling, traumatize.
That sounds about right. That's at least my that at least describes my college.
Because after a night with
dating
Matt,
life.
you're just traumatized.
But the
You'll
opposite.
never be the same again.
You'll
but
never
that
be the
trauma
same.
is what drives you back into the arms of a lover.
Well, that's when the
This
Keegan.
lover.
That's when the Keegan system starts.
Oh,
Kiss.
Engage
Ask-
physically.
And get. Do you
Yes.
not know the next letter of my name?
K-E.
Oh yeah.
Do you?
I was like,
Because
do
you
you-
said ass.
I was
You
like,
said
what, you
I was
ass.
thinking Arnold.
Keegan.
Sorry, I was thinking K-A.
No, his name is Keegan.
Keegan.
You just
I was thinking
did you just
Carlos.
misspell your
Listen.
own name?
I was very confused for a
Listen.
second. I was like,
Listen. Listen.
we're listening.
I think I'm out.
Speaking of
I am
the
out.
Keegan system, what was the audience score for this Rotten Tomato?
70.
Let me recap. It was 62 tomato meter critics.
Oh wait.
50 was the Metacritic, which we're just saying whatever.
Audience? No, but I would say this is a cult classic.
I think I'm kind of leaning with you. I think I'm gonna say audience 82.
70.
60.
Lower.
Lower.
I feel like that should have been a. To be fair.
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 To be fair. It's slow. For me it was still engaging because it was like the what the heck is going on
Yeah.
thing. But it is slow in the middle, so I can see where some people would be like, not
Yeah, I
for
get
me.
it.
I need
Yeah.
more action because the
It was-
action
yeah,
is
it was
Act
definitely
3 was
slow.
like the last 30 minutes or so.
Yeah.
So which brings us to what's the kill count?
2?
Yeah, it wouldn't be very much.
It's
Well,
just-
well, here's a question: Did some of them maybe don't count?
I would say it's the harbinger
Talk
at the
about that.
beginning, and then the shunt the one that was like that he pulled his head through.
What about the glasses kid?
He wasn't
No,
dead.
he didn't die.
Well, that's what I mean. But did he die and then he came
No.
back?
No, he
or-
was part.
They
he went through
staged
his
all of that.
transformation.
They staged all
To
of
make him
that
look
in the whole
crazy.
car crash thing. Because remember when he comes back in for the debate,
Oh yeah, I see.
Now
I
he
see,
doesn't
I
look
see.
crazy,
and his
he wins
friend
the
did not
debate.
die at the beginning. That was just a dummy in,
But he died
in
at
the
the end.
synagogue.
He reminded me of the kid from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Which one?
There's
Yu-Gi-Moto?
Like, there's like
Kaiba?
Weedle.
Oh, his best friend.
yeah,
Weasel?
you know who I'm talking about. The guy's like Seto Kaiba.
The one who tries to become a dueler and is not good.
Yeah, he's a little.
But then, like
I
in the
don't know.
second
the
season,
bug
he kind
guy.
of yeah.
He's got like bugs and
Y'all
bugs.
talking about Digimon?
Yu-Gi-Oh. You know, like Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, I'm a full-grown adult.
Gotta
now.
catch 'em all. Yu-Gi-Oh.
Digimon.
That's the one, Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, you got it.
I was
It's
into
time
Yu-Gi-Oh!
to
Like,
Pokemon
Duel.
Duel. That one.
I liked Yu-Gi-Oh! For a good minute, and I collected the cards, except the first deck I bought had all of Exodia, a Blue Eyes White Dragon, the Dark Magician, all the big ones that I was like, aren't these supposed to be hard to find? This
No.
is dumb.
No, the ones that you really
It
have
was
are
like,
very
I'm over
common.
it.
I played with this kid from Japan. His name was Hiroki Nakajima. He's a foreign exchange student. And he beat me every single time, but all his cards were in Japanese. So, like...
How do you know?
Exactly. How do you know? I didn't know what he just kind of said things, and I was like,
Why didn't you pull your phone out and use a translation app?
on his last, because we didn't have that. I had a flip phone back then. It
Well, that's embarrassing.
Dude, I have a
This
flip phone.
was 2006,
Oh, it's in the other room.
2004 or something.
Oh, so you're pulling out like your brick and your giant antenna.
A giant, and I was like, oh, hey, can you translate this for me? And they were like, no. So he anyway, on the last day, I beat him. He beat me every time. The last day before he went back to Japan, I beat him. And what happened? He gave me his favorite card.
Was it in Japanese?
It was.
Do you still have it?
I still have it.
Oh, that's
but
cool.
When I look at it, I'm like, I don't know what this does.
So can I tell you a sad story though?
No, he let you win. That was his
I was
going
gonna
away
say,
present.
sad story.
that was
you didn't
exactly
actually
it.
beat him.
He let me. I guarantee you, he let
He
me
let
win.
you in, and he felt bad. He's like, "Here, take this card." You know what? It's actually a really awful
He was
card.
a very nice guy. On the very off chance that Hiroki Nakajima in Japan is one of the 200 listeners,
Can you
is
tag
one
him?
of-
Can you tag him in
Yeah,
this?
we'll tag him.
If Hiroki Nakajima is listening to this, reach out to me, guys. Like, come on.
Yeah, come on, man.
I wanna
We
hang
need to
out
know
with
the truth
Hiroki.
here. Did you actually let Matt win? We know the answer is yes, but
Yeah.
give us the deets.
That guy was a cool guy. Anyway, that's,
You should hit him up.
Can you hear the dogs barking in the speakers
Yes.
or in the microphone?
Speaking of dogs barking, how about some fun facts with Carlos?
Fun facts with Carlos.
You're so
Was
late,
that-
Matthew.
It's good. Good.
Okay.
Good job.
You know,
Good job. You
was
got
it on
it.
time?
You got it. You got it.
You stay pretty. This movie was written
Fun fact.
with by
Brian Usna,
no.
Stuart Gordon.
No. It was written by Zeph E. Daniel and Rick Fry,
Rick Fry, I remember him.
who also did Bride of Reanimator.
Mm-hmm.
And it was directed, this was the directorial debut, by Brian Usna, who was also a part of From Beyond, also Bride of Reanimator.
We love From Beyond in this household.
Let's just go ahead and say all of the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Honey, I Shrunk the
Oh,
Kid.
that's right.
Honey,
Yeah,
I Blew
yeah,
Up
yeah.
the Kid. Honey,
Really?
We Shrunk Ourselves.
He directed
and the TV series. And he was also a part of Silent Night, Deadly Night 4 and 5.
We'll get to those.
We'll get to
our
those in a
fourth
few
and fifth
seasons. But those two, I was like, I know those. I know that series.
Yeah. So
Um,
he directed Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Writer or
Those are big
director. I can't
movies.
remember.
Those are very well
Yeah,
known movies.
he had a good filmography to his name.
That's
I mean, he knows special effects. Obviously, from this
obviously.
movie, he
Yeah.
knows
To be, I mean,
good special effects.
you guys have obviously seen more like low budget horror movie. I mean,
Yeah.
not that this was a low budget.
I'm about to
film
say
per
this was
se,
$2 million.
but
like
like
'89.
But like
so.
this film,
So
those
inflation.
effects were cool. When you see
Yeah.
their mouths like stuck.
We
on-
love a good practical
that
effects.
was
Oh,
really
yeah.
cool. Like I legitimately, as I was watching, I was like, those effects are awesome.
So I do have
It was
to.
gross, but it was great.
gross. but
I
it's
have
good,
to admit something.
It was directed by Joe Johnson, but he was a writer
He
and
was-
like
okay.
Are you talking about
involved.
Honey, I Shrunk?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Honey, I Shrunk
Yeah.
the
That makes
Kids.
sense. Joe Johnson.
That's what I was like. I knew he was a
directed
writer. I don't know if he
okay,
directed
okay.
anything,
Yeah,
but
that
he was a
makes
writer
sense.
for most of
That
those
makes more
things.
sense.
I do have to admit, I had a fact wrong. I don't know where the house is from. It does look very familiar.
Dang it! We were looking for
I
that
looked-
the whole movie.
I did look and I found the house and the address for it and to see if it
Oh,
was
that's
anything,
cool.
and it didn't say it was really
Yeah.
from anything.
Yeah.
It's a nice house.
It's being used for something now, but I actually thought it was something from Fresh Prince for a second.
Well, I could see
from
that.
what?
Fresh Prince.
Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Keegan commented that it's obviously the house from Grand Theft Auto 5 that
That's-
Michael
yeah.
lives in.
The thing
Yeah.
that I did have a fun fact for is the hospital, actually.
Okay, the rundown hospital.
The
in the middle of
hospital
Beverly
used for
Hills?
the exterior shots is the same hospital used in Halloween 2.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, I thought it was the
One of the
exterior
worst
shot of the bar from It's
horror
Always
movies
Sunny.
ever made.
And another fun fact that ties to Halloween, Billy Warlock, who plays Bill, the main guy,
Yeah.
his father is an actor and stuntman named Dick Warlock. Do you recognize that name?
That's the coolest name I've ever heard.
Dick Warlock.
Dick Warlock.
But he also
Don't
played
recognize the name.
in Halloween 2, The Shape.
Oh, but not the first one.
No,
This is the
Halloween
second
2.
one. Okay.
So little
Cool.
that's why when we were talking about the house, I was like, oh, it's from Halloween, but it's not.
No.
Although-
that is not the house from Halloween.
Well, I know that, but so my bad, I have that wrong.
But the hospital is from Halloween too. Cool.
Yeah.
Still cool.
Yeah.
Another fun fact: during the shunting scene, the big orgy.
The big weird orgy, yeah.
While shooting the infamous shunting scene,
Yeah.
Brian Usna would put a sign on the soundstage that read, "Abandon all hope, ye who enter here."
Nice.
Yeah, that
Dante's
seems-
Inferno reference. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
I mean,
but
that
also, I
sounds
mean, if
about
you were to
right.
accidentally walk in and see that, oof,
Trigger warning.
trigger warning.
Do you think they had an intimacy director for this movie?
100%.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know that I wrote this
For
fun
all
fact
those-
down,
for
but
all those orgy scenes.
Yeah.
I did not write this down. But the girl who played Clarissa,
Clarissa. She
Um,
explains
is
it
that-
all.
she
Is that the sister or the hot chick that
The
he had?
the hot
sister.
chick who.
Oh, wait.
no,
Clarissa's the hot chick.
the hot chick.
I mean, the
I'm gonna
sister's
tell you,
hot too.
if I was an adult in 1989 or whenever this movie happened, she would be
89.
like number one on the
I
list.
told you, it reminded me of.
She was very attractive.
She reminded me of
Beautiful
Phoebe
woman.
Cates from Fast Times at Richmond High.
Yeah,
Like,
they very good
for
casting
sure.
because she's
Yeah.
supposed to be kind of a seductress, and then like later on in the movie, she sort of has the conscience and is like a
she
good
has
person.
to have the redeeming qualities.
She had the perfect look for that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was. I think that was the best casting of the movie.
Yeah.
Personally,
well, her casting was she was actually a nude model. I don't remember if it was Playboy
A nude
exactly.
model?
A nude model.
Okay.
Perfect.
I don't remember
Send me
if it was
some
Playboy or
links.
not, but the sex scene where she's having sex with him, she felt very
She-
uncomfortable doing that. Because she's like, I
Oh.
pose nude all the time, but I've never been filmed nude, so it was
That was her first time doing
very
okay.
uncomfortable.
It is a lot different, especially doing like a sex.
Tell
scene
us your
I mean, Matt
experiences.
knows,
It's a
yeah.
very
Yeah,
different
tell us about your experience doing this.
Oh, I filmed tons of sex scenes in my life.
Oh my
no,
gosh,
No, I
yeah.
mean it's tough because like obviously there's another person there, but
Yeah.
like there is an element to it that is more than just like, oh look, I'm naked. It's like no,
Yeah.
I'm doing an actual physical.
And you have
act.
to act
Yeah.
while
Isn't-
doing it.
yeah, I'm doing an intimate thing.
Yeah.
Like the intimacy of being naked is a that's like a 1 on the scale, whereas like a
But having to have intimacy
with another human that's an actor
and it being filmed, like it's not just I'm
while it's
posing
being
and getting
filmed.
film like a photo.
Right.
It's filming.
And you know, back in like 1989, they weren't like, okay, we're gonna have a really like bare bones skeleton.
Oh no,
crew
we've
on
talked about
set.
this on our
There's, like,
other
100
episodes.
people.
When we watched
Mausoleum.
Mausoleum, they set up bleachers.
I was on that one.
Oh yeah, they set up bleachers and
Oh,
the,
no,
the
no,
crew
no, you're on mortuary.
Oh,
not mausoleum.
mortuary.
Mausoleum. They set up bleachers and the crew people would watch them have sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Again,
Yeah.
different times,
Very weird.
disgusting.
Which wasn't released too far before the movie we were
yeah, I mean
currently
it's still
watched.
the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
So,
weird.
but I didn't see anything about that. But yeah, so that's why I guess she was so comfortable being naked all the time. Because
Yeah.
even when her mom walks in, she's like tit hanging out.
Yeah.
God bless her.
I think she was my favorite character because she actually had a redeeming quality to her in the end.
Yeah,
she had an
at
arc.
the end, she was awesome.
Yeah.
The way that
Yeah.
she was like
Get
no,
outta here.
This
Well,
whole
her,
orgy's
her
happening
and her
around
mom
her.
both tried to save him. They were like,
Mm-hmm.
"Don't go home," and he was like, no, high and mighty. He's like, "Whatever," like
No, like
slapped
fine, that's-
her.
Yeah.
And even the mom was like grabbing her hair, like trying to like tell him like, "Don't go, don't go."
I didn't like that they left the mom at the house. I was
Yeah.
like, she
Yeah, that
should have
was
been out there
odd.
running with them. But I get it's like it's the high school kids running away.
but also
you
she's
want to leave
safe.
it with them.
because she's one of them.
Yeah, she's
technically
one of
safe.
them, so she's fine.
Yeah.
They're not going
But
to commit
She was
genocide.
also so I'm assuming maybe I'm reading too much into it. I'm assuming that she was kind of an outcast in the society as it
Because
was.
she was larger, and everybody else that was in the society, aside from like the judge
and the
like,
psychiatrist
the
or
rich
whatever.
people, they were
she's-
like all thinner and.
I was gonna say she seems to have. I hope I'm not canceled for this.
But no,
She
something
seemed
something
to have like a mental handicap.
Yeah.
She
you
didn't
know,
seem like she was all there.
yeah,
Yeah.
I would agree with that statement.
and maybe that's what they didn't like her because of that or something. And so
She was different than the posh.
I loved her
The
hair.
ploy.
Dude, her hair.
She had
was
awesome like just
Oh, the second time we see her with the hair and the
Oh,
makeup,
yeah, her hair
she
was
looked
great.
great.
when
Yeah.
she's getting ready to go to
I
the
love that too.
orgy.
Yeah.
I love when she touched the
But,
kid's
like,
hair.
I-
And he's like, "Don't touch the hair."
Yeah,
Neither
that
of
was
them
so
really
funny.
liked that lifestyle.
Yeah,
Because they're like, don't go home. Like, we're not for that.
yeah,
And I liked that. That's why I think
I like
there's
that
like there's a redeeming quality, even though technically they're bad. Because, like, obviously when the mom came home, she was coughing up hairballs. She shunted someone.
She was part of the.
Yeah, she had shunted.
She had shunted someone.
She definitely shunted.
Oh, shunty,
She shunted.
please.
She was a mother shunter.
Shunting.
What a mother shunter.
Yeah. Literally a mother who shunted someone.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, yeah.
Literally a munter.
A munter shunter.
Munter shunter.
Munter shunter.
Munter shunter.
I would say what's your favorite kill, but there was only 2. But what was your favorite kill?
Obviously the shunting.
Oh, great,
The
yeah.
shunting kill.
I'm gonna go with the fake kill. The car accident with the blood and all that.
Really?
Fake kill.
I would have said also
The Inside Out was my favorite.
Yeah. He like.
that was pretty good.
I mean, I'm
the
assuming
shunting-
that was up his butt.
The
but he, like,
shunting
put his
scene
hand
is
up his
cool.
butt, grabbed his head, pulled it through his entire body, and then
Yeah.
turned him inside out. And
That
There
it
was a moment where I thought it was his
Yeah.
middle finger that came out of his mouth at first.
Yeah,
Because
that's
he
what I was
comes
thinking
up, and I
too.
thought it was like a fuck you, and then it was the fingers through the eye holes, and then
Yeah.
through.
Do that again. Do that again.
The.
You making mac and cheese?
Make a little mac and cheese over here.
Yeah, mac and cheese. How long do you think it took to film this film?
Ooh, I'm gonna say
20 days.
I'm gonna say 3 months. 3 months.
You're short. 5 weeks.
5 weeks.
I have to do some quick maths. But you weren't too far off.
So 35 days. 37 days.
35.
5 days.
Math.
5.
2 plus 2 is 4.
Minus 1.
That's 3.
Quick maths.
Smoked trees.
Hot ketchup.
Quick math.
Sauce.
Skrrr.
Bup, 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 bup.
East Coast.
Whoa. No.
We were quoting Big Shack.
Oh
Shack.
yeah, Big
Punch two.
obviously I know Big Shack. What's that?
We need to show Matt some Big Shack.
Oh, you do need to see some
Like
Big Shack.
Shaquille O'Neal?
No, oh no. We'll introduce you to Big Shack.
Oh, I know what you're talking. Oh yeah, you're talking about the song.
Yes.
Okay, I know Big
Big
Shack.
Shack.
Okay.
Mine's too
You
hot.
know what we're talking
Yeah,
about. You got what we're
I
talking about.
had like a British rap phase.
It's
we'll
not
say.
British rap.
It's close enough.
It's not
It's
actually.
African rap.
That's racist.
But what? Okay.
Well, when you say it,
Is Big Shack not African?
well, hard A.
Hard F.
What?
African.
A freaking.
That's racist.
You can do that all you want. I
that's
cannot.
Even for you, that's racist. I don't care how.
That's
black you
fine.
are.
I'm good.
No,
I'm
he
half
can't.
good.
He's
I'm only
African.
half good.
He's African.
I'm a African. What is a Blandishite is what I call myself.
A Blendishite?
Blandishite. Because I'm black, Spanish, and white.
Let me ask you. I was thinking about this. If you were adopted, let's say I'm a white person. Like
I used to think I was
am,
adopted.
but let's say I am one, and I was adopted.
That's what I actually
I was adopted by like a Hispanic family.
Yeah.
Okay, and I
You wouldn't be
started-
Hispanic.
But so if I started referring to myself as Hispanic, would that be wrong?
Yeah.
Have you seen the video of the blonde-haired, blue-eyed white kid who was raised in China?
No.
They're like interviewing him in China, and he speaks Chinese, but then when he speaks
Oh.
English, he has a Chinese accent.
I have a friend who. Okay.
Yeah, it's weird.
That is weird.
It's real weird.
I have a friend who lived in China for several years, and like he's more comfortable speaking Mandarin than
Yeah. Yeah.
English. But he doesn't have a.
But the
he
kid
doesn't
the-
have an accent that
The
someone would
blonde-haired,
probably-
blue-eyed kid was adopted and raised in China, and yeah, it's
Interesting.
Yeah.
But going back to your point, that doesn't make you whatever that. You can be culturally inept.
Yeah.
What is the word I'm actually trying to
Yes.
say?
We gotcha.
Inept.
No, that's different. That's
No.
bad. That's bad.
Culturally.
What are you trying to say?
What is the word I'm trying to say?
I don't know. Good at something?
Adept?
Adapted.
You
Inept
can
is bad.
appreciate and
No
be a
idea.
part of that culture, but you are not that culture.
Adept.
There's
But
a
if
lot
you
of
Is that
were-
what
white
I'm trying to
people
say?
that do
but
that
if
that
you were
love anime.
raised, If you were raised by Hispanic parents or Latino parents, I guess would be
Yeah.
appropriate.
So in Jungle Book, are you saying that he was a
That's
whatever
called-
animal just because he was raised by them?
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's confusing.
Well, we
how
thought
would
he
you-
was. He
Like
thought
if
he
you
was a
if you were
gorilla.
raised in this culture and you were like, this is my culture, and like I speak.
It's
this
your culture,
language.
but you are not that.
Wait, was Mowgli? Mowgli was wolves or
Raised by wolves, right?
But Tarzan was raised by
Primates.
Primates.
Gorillas.
You-
Gorillas.
Gorilla, gorilla,
no,
go.
no, no. Who was Mowgli's like adopted father? Wasn't it who's the panther?
No, that wasn't his father, but yeah, like he was raised by
Baloo
wolves,
and
then Baloo and the Panther were like
his friends.
His friends
Oh,
that were
I love-
helping him out. But yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna be
God,
honest with you
I
guys.
love that live action movie.
I
never
have
seen
not
it?
seen Jungle Book since I was like maybe 7
Dude,
years old.
the live
To be
action
fair,
movie
it's
by
been
Jon
that long for
Favreau.
me
I didn't
too.
see it.
No, the live action movie by Jon Favreau is so good.
I didn't
good.
see it. I'd love to watch
I haven't
it.
seen any of the live action Disneys. After
Oh,
Mulan, I
man.
said I'm done.
I saw.
Man, no, watch the
saw-
Jungle Book one. It's
I-
so good.
I saw Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and Mulan, and all three of them.
Aladdin's
I
good.
did not like.
I liked Aladdin.
Some people like Aladdin, but I didn't like it.
I
didn't
stopped
like.
after
I didn't
Mulan.
like Beauty and the Beast. I did not like Mulan.
Mulan. I'm sorry.
I haven't seen Little Mermaid yet.
the Pete's
I
Dragon
did
one was
want to
awesome.
see.
Yeah, I heard Pete's Dragon's good.
I did want to see Little Mermaid because I heard good things.
Jungle Book is the best one. Jungle Book is so. Lion King, I liked parts of it, but overall,
Oh,
but like
see, I'm
Jungle
a purist
Book,
for Lion King. It's one of my favorites.
Jungle Book is so. Like
I
I'm
think it's weird
serious.
the way the mouths move.
Yeah.
Like it just.
So I felt
it
watching Cats.
It felt very odd to me.
I thought a lot of things watching Cats. I hated it.
Uncanny Valley.
The
Very
uncanny
uncanny
valley.
valley.
Of yeah.
Very uncanny. Yeah, I would say so. It was just slightly off in a weird way that didn't make. I don't know. It was tough to look at.
Speaking of being slightly off, Brian Usna claims that he kind of back-engineered the entire film. So he focused on the special effects and the ideas and the gimmicks rather than the plot points. And so he went backwards from that because clearly everything led to the big Act 3.
Okay. Like not. I don't want to criticize him for that because Agatha Christie did that.
Yeah.
That's literally how she made all of her plot point. And like Sherlock Holmes was done that way, where it's what's the big reveal, work backwards that way. I don't mind that. That's not bad.
Do you guys read Robert McKee at all?
I don't
Robert
read.
McKee's kind of like
I can't read.
Robert McKee's kind of like almost like a definitive source on storycraft in a way. Like he has very, very good books. If you read any like very good stories, you might find that the writer had referenced Robert McKee's books as like or his workshops as like a big point of understanding. But like he oftentimes talks about like there's different ways to do things. Sometimes people will start with a character and they'll work out with that character. They'll kind of work that character into a story.
Yeah.
Or they'll think of like the character change and they'll work that into a story.
And that's
I think
Vince Gilligan.
Vince Gilligan does
I mean, literally, he said he wanted Mr. Chips to turn into Scarface.
if you're thinking of terms of like effects and like, oh, I have this crazy idea for effect, one of the first like natural things you're going to think of is like what would cause a character
How do we get there? But I know I want to
Yeah.
I want this big moment, but we need to figure out how to get there.
I don't mind that at all.
Not every
Tom
writer
Cruise
works
even
the same way,
said-
but that works.
Tom Cruise said in his the most recent Mission Impossible, the first thing they did was the motorcycle
Oh, yeah.
base jumping scene.
God, that was
But
so
I
He
think
good.
that
did
was
training because they said if we don't get this shot, then we're not doing the movie. So it built around that shot.
I read that was because if that shot failed and he hurt himself, then they wouldn't have been
Yeah.
able to do the
I mean,
movie.
that's also true.
But-
That's
but-
also true. But that was also a big point is that was the
Tenacious
big
D.
stunt of the movie.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah.
couldn't nail that,
yeah, what's the
We're
point
not
of
doing
the
it.
So,
rest of the
like,
movie?
That's a cool trivia, but also like nobody should ever be looked down upon.
No,
from like
the creative
Oh, well,
process
they're gonna
is
make
the-
these effects. How can they shoehorn these effects into a movie? No, like
no, the
literally-
creative process is different for everybody.
Yeah.
Whether you want to start, if you want to go in chronological order, that is your prerogative. When I choreograph shows, a lot of times I'll be like, I know I want this to happen here. How do we get to that
What's
point?
the big hit? The big musical.
This
hit,
is happening
and then
here.
what leads up?
I've got it. I got to get there first.
In terms of a script, all that really matters is that it's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all that.
And we
really,
enjoyed it.
Like that's all that matters is it's good and you enjoy it. It doesn't matter what starts you on the path to create
Yeah.
that. That's
Yeah.
irrelevant. Every person's different.
Whether
But
it's
as long
heroin,
as the final project
meth.
is good, that's what matters.
Yeah.
Cocaine.
Ooh, peanut butter and
Bath
crack
salts.
sandwich. Delicious.
Bath salts. Sometimes
Shimmy
bath salts get you
shammies.
there.
Shim shams?
Flippidoos,
Shunting?
Shunting.
Shunting.
Speaking,
Do you think Brian Usna actually shunted somebody in real life?
Yeah.
Okay, you did say medical term. What does shunting mean? What's the
It's
medical term
using
for
a
that?
tube to help drain fluid and getting it from one place to another.
Oh, okay.
I think it's
Okay, that makes
typically
sense.
used in brain or spine.
That makes sense for the movie. Yeah. Yeah.
But in this case, it's the sucking of
Yeah.
their like bodily fluids, their essence of the middle
Ugh.
society,
Blech.
the posh people.
Whenever like the one guy they were shunting just was basically nothing, and they were like orgying his body, and it was like stretched out, and like his hand was still through his face.
When
and
they're
I'm
like they're groping his butt, and then you just see the nails go into
the butt.
the
So
buttocks.
What
So-
about the dad turning into a butt?
The bad, cause
and then the
his
daughter
son-
coming out of her mom's vagina?
His
Oh,
son
oh.
referred to him as like he's like, you're a fucking butthead or
Yeah.
something, and then like later in the movie, it
You're
becomes-
right, I am a
He's
butthead.
I am a
Oh,
butthead.
wait, you know what the mom
And he made a
reminded
fart
me?
noise.
He made
He's
a
like-
fart noise. Yeah.
You know what the mom reminded me of? Resident Evil 7. The mom.
Yes.
The fight with
Yes.
the mom.
Yeah.
Spider Mom.
Yeah.
And her hoo-ha is like the hive.
I'm with you on that.
When the daughter's
Yes.
head came down, I was like, it's like that moment.
Yes.
100%.
Absolutely.
Ugh.
Going back to the shunting
Great
scene.
effects, but what the
I know.
freak?
Speaking of the shunting scene,
Yeah.
so Tim Bartel, the actor that does that shunting scene, apparently the death scene was so disturbing that the director, Brian Usna, had to scale it back in the editing because to make it less intense. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh, was that there?
Yeah, that's been there the whole time.
Oh my god, I didn't
Yeah,
even notice
I can't
that. That's
believe that's been
crazy.
Yeah, I noticed that in like the first minute of.
Yeah, like you've had it in front of your face the entire episode.
That's so embarrassing.
I know. Like, what? Weird. I mean, if you're just a listener and you don't know what we're talking about,
Then
you
go
only
to
listen, I guess
YouTube.
You should go to YouTube and
And
figure out what we're
smash
talking
that
about.
subscribe button.
Smash that subscribe button.
We're
And make
talking
sure you
about
hit the bell.
because I had my penis out and it was like laying around.
Whoa, we can't drop hard P's like that. On that on the
Hard
air.
sorry.
P.
Not live on the
my-
air.
That's me when I get up in the middle of the night.
My
It's a hard
phallic
P.
man.
Oh, I do love a good middle of the night pee though. If you have to pee bad enough that it wakes you up,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good pee.
Drax!
If you have to open your eyes,
Oh,
if you have to open your eyes, then you.
If you have to open
you've
your
done
eyes,
wrong.
then you should open your pee hole.
Yeah.
oh, you have to turn on the light for a pee. I
No,
hate
see,
that.
Oh, no,
I go
I'm
blind.
re-
I don't even open my eyes. I know
My
my
eyes
apartment.
barely open. I know where how the
Yeah.
doors are.
Yeah,
I sit
exactly.
down. I pee.
Yeah.
I find
you
the
sit
water.
down when you pee?
At nighttime, I do.
I
'Cause
don't
I don't.
sit down.
I don't because
I
I
don't.
don't want to turn the lights on.
Yeah,
See, I
gotcha,
go in there. I don't.
gotcha.
Eyes closed. I'm using sensing. I'm
It's-
feeling the walls. I go and I pee, and then I wake up in the morning and there's a big puddle of piss on the
See,
floor.
that's what at nighttime because I don't want to turn the lights on and like make my eyes wake up. I will sit down so I don't have to worry about
It
peeing
is-
any on the floor.
It's healthier to sit down when you pee.
It is.
It's better.
I also have a squatty potty so that I can put my feet up.
You do it. So you do it like me. That's how I use. That's how I
Do you actually have a squatty potty
I go
though?
like this. I go. Ugh.
Do you have a squatty potty or do you just assume that position?
No, I just do this. It's nice.
That's,
It's a core.
It's a core exercise.
That is now Matt's new Hinge profile picture.
Yeah, it's a nice core exercise as well.
I love that
Is
for
your
you
new
and your
dating app
journey.
profile picture. Just
Oh yeah, I think that the
We should do that for the
Willy
rest of the
Mammoth
episode
on
to get a
Hinge
good core
will-
workout.
Oh, I got a match like during the movie. We need to look and see.
Oh
Let's
boy.
look. Let's
Yeah.
look. I don't know why this is. We were talking about this earlier, and this is unrelated to anything. Something about Hinge. It's like it finds the most. Like it finds the most. The person who's the
Do you
most.
need to be careful during this conversation?
It finds the person who you're least attracted to.
yeah,
And
agreed.
it's like that's who you want to talk to.
But do you ever think it's the reverse? So it's like somebody
Absolutely.
swiping through and they're like they see your picture and my picture and they're like,
Yeah.
him?
They're like, look at this guy. He looks like Max Kellerman if he was hit with an ugly stick.
They're like, why is this bald man liking my picture?
Oh, hey, one time, Matt, I was at the gym and I saw Max Kellerman, and I texted you and I said, not physically there, but on the TVs.
Yeah.
And I texted
Oh.
you and I said, hey man, this guy Max Kellerman, you look just like him. And you replied like, oh yeah, I'm just another generic white guy. And I was like, well, fuck you. Never mind.
Cody has sent me that same text so many times.
I know who you're
Yeah.
talking about now. Yeah.
That's so funny. I don't
Speaking
even remember
of-
that.
Speaking of so funny,
Well, I do.
speaking of
Max
so
Kellerman,
funny, I don't know who that is, so I'm not going to
He's
speak of him.
a sports reporter.
Go
He is very-
sports.
Look
Very
up Max
famous.
Kellerman
Him
and he looks
Stephen A. had
exactly
a
like
show,
him.
and
I'll just
they-
look at him.
They hate each other.
Yeah, there you go.
He was in boxing. Anyway.
Yeah.
My last fun fact is about
Last
the
fun fact was Carlos.
puppet.
The puppets.
That was the shunting scene.
Okay.
Fun fact.
It is a fun fact. It took 12 crew members to control the giant shunting orgy puppet.
12 crew
Makes sense.
A dozen crew members were used to work the large controlled puppet for the shunting finale.
Yep.
The puppet was moved from beneath the stage floor where the crew members were concealed.
That makes sense.
And apparently during that scene, which this checks for some of the other movies too, that scene was too disturbing that a lot of people walked out.
I would have been fine with more of that.
I would
Honestly,
go
I actually
further
wanted-
with it.
I wanted a
But
little
you
bit.
have to
Yeah,
remember 80s,
Yeah.
something like that. I'm sure a
Yeah.
lot of people
Well,
were
when
like,
I
"This
was-
is too
when I was
grotesque."
less than 1 year old, I also
So
wanted more of
Less
that.
than 1 year old.
I was born before this movie came out, or after the movie came out.
Yeah, I was gonna
but
say.
in 1992, I was a small child.
You were
Yeah,
an infant.
same.
An infant,
I would have
if
been
you will.
4 when that movie was released in America.
I would have been 3 then.
I was 8, and shunting was not anywhere on my horizons at all. I did not.
Yeah.
I wasn't asking for this movie.
I don't like the verbiage shunting.
I love it.
It's
The
not-
shunting scene.
Something about it just
The shunt
is-
of it all.
I'd like to shunt you.
Ew.
Shunt.
It sounds like shucking.
Shunty,
Shucking.
please.
Ooh,
You know,
it's
like-
kind of similar.
But that's
You know what I
but
mean?
yes,
I mean, it is.
It is.
It's very similar.
shucking and then shunting. You shunt what you
I
shuck.
like shucking. We'll do that again.
You shuck
you
them.
shuck what you
You're
shuck.
shucking.
You shuck them because you'll rip their skin out, and then
shuck.
you shunt them because
Yeah.
you suck out the juices.
So
Maybe
you're
we'll make
shucking
another
it.
one of these. where
Shucky
it's,
shunts.
it's the shucking scene,
The shucking.
and
scene.
then like shuck a human body.
Yeah, where you're skinning them or cheese gratering them. Like
Oh, I don't like that.
Evil Dead
Oh, a
Rise.
little cheese grater action.
Oh,
Evil Dead Rise, where the cheese grate the leg.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ugh.
Did you see Evil Dead Rise?
Oh, yeah.
I liked it.
I
That was a
also
good
liked
scene.
it.
Yeah.
Yep.
What would you rate this movie?
On a scale.
Are you paying attention, Matt? You're next.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Oh, he knows.
Yeah.
We
No, I
did
get
this.
it.
We started this with his episode.
He doesn't remember much from those
That's
days,
true.
so
I don't remember anything, to be
we know.
honest.
It's the bath salts.
On a scale from a woman twisted to where you see her boobs and her butt in the shower to a woman twisted to where she's in bed and you see her butt and her front in the bed, I give it 8.
Okay. Okay.
Hands up the butt and grabbing the eye holes and mouth.
I will say, I didn't write it down, but I remember reading about it. The bedroom scene where she's weirdly contorted.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not really a amazing fact, but they just used 2 people for that, so they
Okay.
positioned them in a way that they were very similar skin toned.
Yeah.
One person's legs, and then their body was kind of in a cavity, and then the main actress, Clarissa, upper body, and then legs would go down into that cavity too. But they positioned them in a way that it looked so contorted that it was the body morphing, twisty.
That's cool.
Thing.
So I give it 8. What did I say?
Mm-hmm.
Hands up the butt
reaching
to
up
the
through the eye holes.
face.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I give it 8 of those.
On a scale from Willem Dafoe having a wet dream about Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, to Leonardo DiCaprio plowing Margot Robbie.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with 7 Val Kilmers squeezing into the Batman suit.
There you go.
Okay.
That's
And-
not how we do this, but I like
I feel
it.
like
Is
Matt's
that-
not getting
did
the
I get
the
that
thing,
right?
the bit.
It has to be related to the movie.
Is that correct?
You did your
Oh.
best.
But you got it. No, I like it.
You know
I like
what?
It.
Oh, okay. I'll
I
do.
like it.
Let me go again.
No.
Okay, let's go.
I'll
Okay.
go with on a scale from Sean Connery.
It's not
No.
okay. No.
Moving
Alright,
on.
no.
On a
Next.
scale, because we need to wrap this mother up.
Alright.
On
Oh,
a scale,
I
like
tried.
your scale, though.
On a scale of John Stamos to Emilio Estevez.
Ooh, that would've been a good one,
If
yeah.
we
Oh.
honestly, it'd be good if we had talked about it on the show.
Yeah,
Because
the
we
main-
thought-
the main guy looked like Emilio Estevez and John Stamos.
Yeah, and then so on a scale of Emilio Estevez to John Stamos,
Attractive
it's,
man.
10 fake killings that lead to orgy feasts.
I
or
just,
something
I
like
just,
that.
I just want to point out that mine was related to the movie.
How?
in that, because the orgy it's like a sex thing, and and mine was like 0 is like bad sex thing. And
Willem Dafoe.
10 is I'd watch that. And then
Wait, what was the thing you would watch?
7 was I'd still watch that, but it was
What was the? It went
Val
from.
Kilmer squeezing into the bat suit.
No, that was what you rated it. But
Yeah.
what was the 10?
Oh, that was
Oh,
Leonardo
Margot Robbie and
Leonardo
Leo.
DiCaprio
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay,
plowing.
okay, I gotcha. No, I like. You know what? At the end of the day, I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, Carlos, what do you rate it?
oh, now I can go.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Oh my!
I
God.
was going, and then everyone interrupted me, so
I'm sorry, Carlos.
Hey, Carlos, would you please give us your rating?
What's your rating? I want to know what your rating is, best friend.
fuck on a scale of grabbing sunscreen to spy on my sister in the shower,
Yeah.
to running into Olga on the beach because you wanted to sexy temptress the Clarissa girl.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna give this movie. I enjoyed this movie. Let's give it 7 hands through the anus.
7 hands to the anus. There you go.
Speaking of hands to the anus,
Light change.
how, question 1, did young Jason Voorhees meet his demise in Camp Crystal Lake?
He drowned.
Everyone got it.
You got
Good
it.
job.
You got it before me.
Question
That's the
number
point to
2.
Matt. Okay.
Which installment of Halloween did Jamie Lee Curtis and Janet Leigh star in together?
H2O. She
I
played
don't know that.
Janet Leigh played a professor or something like that, or like a receptionist at the college that Jamie Lee Curtis worked at, that Laurie Strode worked at. I like the way you got this now.
I like this.
Let's-
Oh,
Is it gonna
and
make
it's gonna
like-
square up the sides.
Oh, it's like real confetti.
Yeah.
Oh,
Look
this
at
has
that.
unlocked like a new way to do
Oh, but
this.
wait, we gotta,
Ooh,
and then we're gonna
oh,
grab.
It's like a key. Look at it.
Oh, dude, pop that in a hotel room.
That'll.
That's how you get into the orgy. Is you
That's
gotta
the
make
how
that's
you
the
do it.
real way of the orgy, and then we'll finish her up.
with a good solid square.
This isn't gonna actually work.
Oh my god!
Actually,
look,
it
it
is.
did. It
Hey!
did. You know,
Oh,
if we
wait,
had, if we had an HD camera on you, we'd be able to see that.
I didn't.
Phone.
We didn't do John Williams.
Oh, we don't need it. We don't need
We
it.
already
Da,
did
da.
that. We already did that.
Oh.
What is the ba da
I-
da 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 da?
No, screw that. I like. We're talking Star Wars. We're talking Anakin Skywalker jumping out of that freaking flying thing in Episode 2, and he's like falling, and Obi-Wan's like, "Oh shit, I gotta catch
Oh,
this."
I got
mother
really
trucker."
confused because he was doing Star Wars, and
I
then
know.
you started
That's
singing,
Star
and I was
Wars,
like,
yeah. Dun, 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 dun,
Nah,
dun,
dude.
dun, dun,
It's like-
dun,
it's like-
dun,
it's
dun,
like-
dun,
it's
dun,
like-
This
put down,
is Star Wars.
Luke Skywalker on the Death Star. Oh my gosh, it's blowing
Wars.
up.
Star
Flamindo.
Wars. Star
No.
Wars. Star Wars. Star Wars. Star Wars. Star Wars.
Star Wars, 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 Star Wars. You know the John Williams is the man Star Wars John Williams medley thing, right?
No, we'll watch it later.
We'll have to watch it later.
Drax.
Oh my gosh, it's fine.
Drax.
Fine. We'll have to go shut them up anyway.
That's true.
Matt,
Yeah,
thank you for being here.
happy to be
It's
here.
been
Thank you for being a
whole-
friend.
Thank you,
Oh.
old ladies just like us.
Is that it? Are you stopping there?
These dogs.
Okay, he's stopping there. We're not doing that anymore.
Wait, what? Sorry.
I thought you were gonna do more of the song, but you stopped there.
Thank you for being a friend.
We already it's past.
Yeah,
Traveling
The
down the
moment's
road
done.
and
The
back
moment's
again. Your heart is
That's
true.
so good.
You're a pal and a
That's so good.
confidant.
I love
part.
it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, Sex and the City is one of my favorite shows.
Sex in the City.
Yeah.
Yeah, the song.
Old
Oh.
lady Sex in the City.
Is that not what?
Speaking of Sex in the City, this has been another sexy orgy episode of
Keegan and
Carlos' Scary Movie Orgy Podcast.
Hey, thanks for listening to us, everybody.
Be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever platform you're listening to us on.
And follow us on Instagram and Facebook so you can make sure you keep up with all of our fun shenanigans.
And if you have any suggestions for scary movies, let us know.
Thanks for listening to Keegan and Carlos' Scary Movie Podcast.